Welcome back to the Kiwi Wedding Podcast. My name is Lydia. I'm a wedding photographer at Lydia Rachel Photography and your host. Another beautiful chat to share with you today, but I wanted to remind you that tickets are now on sale for the Kiwi Wedding Podcast live in-person event on the 31st of August in Auckland. We have some incredible guest speakers, goodie bags and treats. It's going to be a beautiful morning together, so make sure you grab yours now and I'll leave the link in the show notes. On today's episode, I'm sharing my chat with the beautiful Ainsley. She's a wedding vendor herself, an incredible florist at Floralcentric, and she recently got married over the summer. You may have seen her wedding popping up online and recently gracing the cover of the latest Together Journal magazine. Was an absolutely stunning day down in Queenstown, held at her grandparents' property, who have incredible gardens. We chatted through Ainsley and Josh's love story, meeting overseas on their OEs in London, a beautiful raglan proposal in a special spot, what the whole wedding planning experience was like, and how they brought their vision to life with their amazing vendors. We chat about getting sick on your honeymoon and post-wedding blues after such an epic party. I absolutely love the whole look of Ainsley and Josh's day, so I will definitely share lots of their photos and videos. As you can imagine, had the most beautiful flowers, and the way they set up their marquee with their bar and their draping all looked incredible, so definitely one to check out. They had the amazing Claire Donaldson helping with their planning and styling. And Ainsley's mum is an incredible florist as well, Michelle Kumi. And being in the industry, you can just imagine they had an absolute dream team helping pull the whole day off. We also chat about Ainsley's floristry career, how she got into it while she was in London and then coming home during COVID and starting Floralcentric. She shares a bit about her process working with brides and pulling together ideas and mood boards to create something unique for every wedding. We talk about trends she's been seeing, where she gets her inspiration from, and some amazing flower planning tips. I probably say this every time, but I think you guys are going to love this one. It's a real goodie, so let's get into it. Enjoy episode 108 with Ainsley. Hi Ainsley, thanks so much for joining me on the podcast today. Excited to chat about your wedding and life as a vendor as well.
Very excited to be here.
Yay. So we'll talk about you a little bit. If you could just tell us the story of how you and your husband met and a bit about what you guys get up to, your life together.
Yeah, sure. So me and Josh met over in London about 6 years ago now. We were both over there doing our OE, and I had just met a new friend over there who was actually my maid of honour at the wedding and is also Josh's cousin. So she introduced us and actually set up like a flat party for us to meet, because we had both been separately talking to her about each other, but we hadn't met. So she set up a flat party for us to meet one night, and then like ever since we met, we literally just didn't stop. So we just started like dating, and then we just kicked off from there, and we actually ended up doing long distance for 6 months as soon as we met, pretty much because his visa had ended in London, so he moved to Amsterdam, and so we did back and forth. But now we're back in New Zealand, and we still love traveling around. So when we were over in Europe, we used to travel lots together with friends and by ourselves. And now that we're back in New Zealand, we still do the same. Like, we like to get around New Zealand and look at new places and explore, and hopefully get overseas again when we can. But yeah.
I love that. So you were together for a while and then got engaged. Can you tell us a bit about the proposal story?
So we were away in Raglan at unyoked cabins. They're like really secluded cabins up on the hill. Beautiful like view and everything. I actually organized the trip, so and like we go away quite often, so it wasn't like anything unusual for us to be going away, so I didn't really do anything. But we were there for 2 nights, and then on the second night he started acting super weird about 30 minutes before it happened. I was kind of got this inkling that it might happen, but so we were just sitting outside the cabin, like having a drink, looking at the view, and he did it up there, which was really nice, and it was really special to be away together when it happened, just to celebrate together with the amazing view.
Yeah. Oh, so nice. I've not been to those yet, but I've seen lots of photos. Looks
They're
incredible.
so beautiful. They're very secluded though. Like you've got to walk up this massive hill and it was super muddy. So like he actually had bought a bottle of champagne, but he didn't want to bring it up to the house, like to make it obvious. Because like obviously I knew everything that he was bringing and he had hid
Yeah.
the ring in his puffer vest. Like, and
Mm.
I always usually put odds. That was probably a bit dumb. But after it happened, we had to trek down the mud to get the champagne
Oh,
and
no.
come back up.
Have to
That
earn
was,
it, hey, hike
yeah,
to your spot you're staying. Yeah. Oh, so nice. Special memories though.
yeah, it was really
And
special.
yeah, so you had been obviously working in the industry. Had you been one of those girls that dreamed about your wedding? Did you have like a vision in mind? What were those kind of first steps starting to plan?
I found it really hard actually planning my wedding. I think actually being in industry made it harder because obviously you work on so many different weddings, you see so many different things, and obviously Instagram just throws you a lot of different ideas these days. So I found the planning process was quite hard to narrow down what I wanted, but I had Claire from One Lovely Day, or she's Claire Donaldson Styling now, who helped me a lot just to like, she kind of gave me all these ideas and at the end kind of just said, let's just do this sort of thing, which was really helpful. But I always kind of had a certain like color palette in mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so good. And you had quite a special venue. Did you kind of consider a few places or was that always the one?
No, we were
Yeah.
like, I was like, we have to get married there. Yeah, it was at my grandparents' property down in Queenstown, and it's a very, very special place to me, and my grandparents are as well. And it's so beautiful that I just like didn't really think anywhere else would be suitable, to be honest. And they were open to us. Well, they wanted us to get married there, so it was just a no-brainer, really. It was, yeah, very special. Very,
Yeah,
very
looked
special.
incredible and
Yeah,
beautiful gardens. Just, yeah,
yeah,
it's
very, very
very
beautiful.
aligned for you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And sitting surrounded by flowers is like my dream. So yeah, it was
Oh,
perfect.
stunning.
Yeah.
And yeah, did you kind of have like your top priorities in mind? What were those most important elements for you? I can imagine the flowers, but yeah, what
Yeah,
else?
well, flowers, because we were surrounded by the so many flowers in the garden, we didn't actually want to go like too over the top with the flowers. That was definitely a main point, and there was so many other styling points that were like really key as well. Like we had La Lumiere who came and did all the beautiful draping and the lighting, and then we also had I think the main like bits for us so that we didn't mind putting our budget towards and wanted to focus on a lot was our photographer and videographer. They were very, very like key points for us. And we just recently got our photos and video back, and it's so amazing to like relive the day, especially the video, and rewatch all your ceremony, your speeches, just all the different parts. Because like on the day I was so nervous about to walk down the aisle, like the ceremony is a blur. So I hardly remember like even reading my vows because you're just so nervous, and it's all quite overwhelming. So being able to see that back, and Zach did the most incredible job, and Stefan Nikita did also the most incredible job, just capturing every single detail of the day. So yeah, that was definitely a big part for us, and also because they both captured the property as well, which was really special. So now we've got memories and photos there.
Yeah. Oh, so good. So important. I think a lot of people kind of skip on their video part, especially,
I
but
know they do, but
so
I would
special.
seriously recommend if you have the budget to put towards a videographer, like really, really, really important. Well, it was to us, yeah. You won't regret it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Love that. And you had a stunning dress. Can you tell us a bit about your outfits and yeah, what was that whole process like finding it, getting it made? Yeah.
Yeah, so I had two dresses. They were both custom made by Brooke Tyson. So amazing. So I came to her with like sort of a vision. Like I had a couple of inspo photos, kind of had an idea, but she really helped me narrow down the specifics of what I wanted. And she was really good at she would just change like minor little details that actually helped the dress so much that I wouldn't have thought about. So my first dress, I really wanted just like a big princess moment. So we went very big in the skirt and then quite tight at the top. And then my second dress, I just wanted something fun and easy to dance in. And I originally, when I came to her, there was a specific kind of style I wanted, but it wasn't going to work with the big skirt. So I chose the big skirt instead. But I then used that dress in the second dress. So I kind of got the best of both worlds with that. But yeah, no, I loved them both. And she was so amazing and really easy to work with.
Yeah, oh, I love her work. Stunning. And yeah, you had a really cute little mini for dancing and
Yes, it was
yeah,
so
yeah.
cute. And I'm really glad I did that because actually, when I first got engaged, I thought I wouldn't want a second dress. I just thought, like, well, you've got your main dress, you've paid this money. Like, why are you going to wear it for like 3 hours and then get changed? But I'm really glad that I did because it was, first of all, really easy dancing, and it's just like cute and fun changing into a second dress.
Cute little moment, and
Yeah,
yeah, gorgeous photos as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
really fun.
so good. And did you have a bridal party, and what was that process like choosing them? Did you find that easy?
Yeah. So me and Josh, we both had. I had 3 girls and Josh had 4 boys, so we had uneven, which we weren't really that phased about. I had Alex, who I was just talking about before, who's Josh's cousin, and I met in London, so she was my maid of honor. And then I had 2 other girls, Sophie and Ava, who I've known for years. Like went to school, uni, overseas with them, so they were just my other 2 besties that I kind of always just knew those girls were gonna be in my bridal party. And then same with Josh, he had like childhood friends and friends who's met throughout his life. So we found that process quite easy.
Yeah, nice. Did you do hens and stag do's as
Yeah,
well?
we
Yeah.
did. Yes. Yeah, we had hens and stag. Josh's was in Auckland. The boys took him paintball and he got the worst bruises. I'm so
Sick.
glad he did his like a couple of months before the wedding, because it would not have been great otherwise. And then I went down to Hawke's Bay for mine with the girls, which was really fun.
Oh, so good. And how about the guest list? Was that a hard process narrowing that down?
We actually found that not that bad. So we invited about 120 in the beginning, and then I think about 110 we had, because there was a few people from overseas from back in London who couldn't come. But we've both got really big families, so that took up a big chunk. That took about half. And then we kind of just, I don't know, we just then had a group of like our groups of friends that like we definitely want to invite, and then I don't know, we actually just found it quite easy. We definitely made list, and then yeah, no,
Just
found that
landed on a
process
good
quite
number.
easy.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
That can be one of the hardest parts,
Oh,
but
no,
yeah,
I
sometimes it just
definitely.
works out. So
Yeah, no, I can see how it could be an issue for a lot of people, but no, we found it really easy, which was very good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so nice. Can you run us through the big day, maybe that kind of week leading up to it, and yeah, how it all went? Any highlights or favorite moments?
Yeah, so we spent the whole week down in Queenstown. We went down on the Monday because we had only been like, it was actually quite hard having a wedding that was away from home, because you couldn't actually go and meet all the vendors, like just check out the property again. So we wanted to go down like a whole like 5 days before, just to sort everything out. But that was really fun because all our friends came down on Wednesday as well, and they were all helping out. And then we had pre-drinks at Airburn on the Thursday night to welcome everyone, which was also really fun, because you got to say hi to everyone before the hectic day started. And then after the drinks, we like went our separate ways. I went with the girls, Josh went with his boys, and then we got ready on the wedding day, the wedding, and then we had a big day after as well, which was so fun. It was really, really fun. So we also had that at my grandparents' property, but around the pool, so it was like pool party vibe. And yeah, it was really fun. I think honestly, it was just like, there's no highlight, because the whole week was seriously just amazing. We were buzzing for weeks and weeks and weeks afterwards. It was just so special having all of our friends and family in one place, and a lot of our family hadn't met before, and some of our friends actually, but everyone just got along so well. So it was really, really nice. Yeah.
Oh, so dreamy. Yeah, can you talk through the wedding day a little bit more? What did your kind of timeline look like? Were you getting ready on the property? And yeah.
No, we didn't get ready at the property. We had a house just around the corner. So I was with my bridesmaids, and then mum came over as well, and Josh's mum came over, and his nana actually. They had their makeup done there as well. So we started makeup at like 8 with hair and makeup. It was actually a very chill morning. We kept being like, this is really chill. I don't know why everyone's like not stressing. It was really, really nice. So I think we had a lot of time as well. Like we started makeup and hair at 8. And then I think we left to go to the ceremony at about 2-ish. We had a lot of time. So we got ready, and then we got into our dresses at about 1. So that we had a full hour, like to take some photos before, have a little drink, and just chill out. Because I didn't want to be rushed. We were going to maybe go to the property first and take some photos, but I think that would have made it a bit rushed. So we decided not to, and just chilled at the house for a bit longer. But yeah, no, it was really nice.
Yeah, that can be such a hectic part of the day. It's like all chill, and then suddenly it's time to go. Everyone's stressing, but that's so nice. You kind of had that buffer hour to just like relax
It
and not be
was. It
rushing
definitely
out.
was. I didn't want to be rushed. It was nice just to have a breather before.
Yeah, totally. And then, yeah, was it just kind of from there, ceremony into
Yeah,
photos? Yeah.
yeah. So then we went to did the ceremony. I got driven to the ceremony. I drove up like in a car, like during the ceremony, which was really beautiful. And so we had the ceremony in the garden, like below these smoke bush trees. And then after the ceremony, the guests like walked up to like near the house, which was around the fountain, and we had canapes around the fountain, and that was really beautiful. We didn't actually get to attend much of the canapes, which is actually one thing that I was kind of like, when I look back on, I wish we had spent more time there, but it was really hard because we had to take family photos with both of our sides, which was really big. And then we needed to go take photos like me and Josh, and then we needed to do bridal party photos, and it was all just like quite a lot. So we didn't get to spend much time in the canapes, but they were up there for about 2 hours. And then after that, they got led like down the driveway all the way to the bottom of the property where there was the marquee that was set up. And then we had dinner and dancing down there, which was really fun. And we had set up the marquee. So we had a black frame clear roof. And I think it was like about 30 meters. And so we had split it in about half. And so the first half where guests walked in was the dining. And behind our head table, we had draped so you couldn't see the bar and dance floor area because we wanted to keep it like a bit separate. So then after the dinner and speeches, all the guests went through to the bar area. And yeah, at about 9 o'clock, and we had set up like a whole line of shots for everyone on arrival. So everyone had to a shot. And then we had dinner and dancing there, and then the wedding ended at midnight because we were going to make it later, but we were like, we wanted everyone to be on form for the
Yeah.
day after. Yeah, and because the property has so many different areas and beautiful parts of it, we wanted to like kind of take our guests on a journey through the garden and use as much of it as we could. And so yeah, that's why we like chose to like spread it out all over the property, which was really fun. Yeah.
So cool. Your marquee setup looks gorgeous as well with all the draping and the bar. And yeah, that's cool that you made that a moment. Looks like an epic party from your video and photos. So yeah.
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
So good. So special to have it there as well. Is that they selling the property? Am I right saying that? Yeah.
Yes, they are. So that kind of made it a little bit like more special because it was kind of like the last hurrah. They're moving out at the end of the year, so last little like party, say goodbye to the property as well.
So it'll maybe be a wedding venue now. Not sure.
No, it's not going to be a wedding venue, but I think they're going to turn it. I think it's going to be housing or some sort of. Yeah, I'm not actually sure what they're doing with it, but no.
Oh, even more
Although
special. Yeah.
It would be beautiful to have it there.
Yeah, totally. Oh, so cool. Sounds like, yeah, such an epic whole week of celebrations. Yeah, was there anything that you found hard in the whole planning process or anything you look back on and regret or would have done a little bit differently?
I don't think I regret anything. I think looking back now, like especially leading up, like I did probably stress a lot about a lot of small things that on the day I seriously just didn't even notice.
Yeah.
So I think that was my issue. I did like probably get wound up or stressed like a lot about a few things that I probably just didn't need to. And then yeah, also the other thing was the canapes thing, like not being part of the canapes as much as we wanted to, but there was really no way around that because we chose to not do photos before because we wanted the first time to see each other was when I was walking down the aisle. So there was no real way around that. But no, I honestly, I wouldn't change anything, and I definitely don't regret anything that we decided to do. Yeah.
Yeah, so tricky with that because you kind of have to like pull the whole timeline forward if you want to kind of be a part of that, or you've got to think about like when the sun's up for photos, like you can't push that too late. So
I know. So we actually went back for sunset photos at about 8:30, like and people were still finishing dinner, and those are our best photos probably that we have because the lighting was insane. So yeah, that was really, 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 yeah, we had the best weather. It was
yeah, so lucky. Definitely worth factoring in the sunset shoot if you can.
Definitely. That lighting was so amazing. Yeah, and it was seriously our favorite photos from the day. So I'm glad we did that, even though we then had to like go back up to the top of the property and then you're taking away from guests again. But like honestly, it was so much fun taking photos with Stefan Nikita as well, and having Zach there to video because we were so like I've known Stefan Nikita for years, so I'm so comfortable with them and very comfortable with Zach. Like we've only met recently, but he was so amazing and like so it just kind of felt like we were with friends and like
You
Yeah,
kind of
so
get that moment alone to just like take it
yeah,
all in for a minute
yeah. So
too.
it was
Yeah.
actually it was really fun doing that part as well. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And so you were kind of already away, destination sort of wedding. Did you stay on for a little bit? Did you go on honeymoon straight away? What did that look like?
We haven't gone on a proper honeymoon yet, but we straight after the wedding we went and stayed at like a canopy camping place. It was in St. Bathans, like in the middle of nowhere. It was really cute, but we actually got COVID
Oh no.
the day after. So 2 days
Yeah.
after the wedding, and we got to the accommodation and like we both felt really sick. We just thought we were like run down from the wedding because it'd been sick. But then the following day, like we were like, no,
Oh
we're
no.
really sick. So that wasn't that romantic because we were both like feeling not great at all. But it was nice just not go straight back to work. So we did have a little bit of time to relax. But we're going to Africa in August. So half is going to be like with my family, and then we're going to go off and do a week or 2 weeks by ourselves as well. So that's our honeymoon. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Oh, exciting.
Yeah,
It's crazy how many people get sick on their honeymoon. I think
yeah,
that
I
is a
know.
thing. Did a bunch of your guests get COVID
Yes,
as well? Yeah.
yes, some of them did, but more people got gastro. We
Oh
didn't
my
get
gosh.
gastro, thank God. I would have rather had COVID, but yeah, gastro also went around. So a few people like I got gastro like because like I think they were fine at the day after, but then they were in contact with someone at the day after. So some of our
Mm.
friends only got it like 3 or 4 days after the wedding. So it hit them like after when they got
Oh
home.
no. Yeah.
Oh, wasn't good.
Oh, that's rough.
I know.
Did you have any? I imagine you already know so many vendors from being in the industry, and so kind of knew who you wanted. Did you have any helpful resources in terms of like inspiration or different tools that you used throughout the wedding planning process?
Yeah, so like I already kind of when we planned the wedding, I already knew what vendors I wanted to use. And then Claire was really helpful with like putting me in touch with everyone that we needed to book in. I think, and then we had so Brogan Scott did our stationery for us, and she also did our website, built and designed our wedding website, which was really really helpful because it had all the details from like the day before drinks, the wedding day, and the day after details on there. So it was really nice to have everything in one place. And like that's where you RSVP'd and everything. So I think that was super helpful.
So
Mm.
good. She's
Mhm.
amazing. I'm going to get
Yeah,
her back on to chat about
yeah,
her wedding
yeah,
soon
yeah,
too.
definitely. Yeah, ours was so much fun as well.
So good. So nice having like a custom website with just all your details and
Yeah, it
stuff
was really
too.
cute, and she did all the little illustrations to match our different parts of the day. So yeah, no, she's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you do any of your flowers as well? Is that your mum,
I
another
didn't
talented
actually
florist?
know. So like me and mum like planned it together, and like I like ordered all the flowers that needed to get down there, and then mum did some of them as well with some local growers down there. But I was actually going to help the day before, but then they were like, mum was like, no, you don't need to. Like we had a couple of girls down there helping who were amazing, so I didn't need to. I'm actually really glad like that I didn't. I thought that I would find it hard, but I actually didn't. I was like, obviously trust my mum and not sure trust all the girls. So I'm like, I don't need to worry about anything. And so, yeah, and they did such an amazing job, really brought the vision to life. And we really only did we created the florals around the ceremony and then in the marquee. But to be honest, like it wasn't over the top because we really wanted to use a lot of just the natural surroundings.
Nice. Yeah. So good when the property just speaks for itself and
Yeah,
yeah, you don't have to
and
do
those
too
peonies
much.
that like are up at the top where our
Yes.
sunset photos are, like didn't need to do anything there. It was
Yeah.
all just natural.
Stunning.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was really beautiful.
Oh, so good. Yeah, it definitely helps when you just have vendors that you know you can trust and just, yeah, leave them to it. So,
Definitely, yeah. All of our vendors were amazing. Yeah.
and yeah, do you have any advice that you would say to a couple who are planning their wedding at the moment, kind of from your bride's perspective?
I just touched on this before is like don't stress about the small things. Like I know it can be really hard. Like when you're planning a wedding, it'd be really overwhelming, and there's all these things getting thrown at you, all these quotes getting thrown at you. But I think just try and enjoy the process as much as you can because it's the best day of your life and it will be so much fun. But I also think doing and making sure like what you're doing is authentically you as a couple, because I do think it can be really easy to get caught up in all the Instagram and get swayed by other people's opinions. But I think like if you just step back for a minute and be like, well, I still like this in 20 years when I look back on my photos, and making sure it feels right for you. I think that's really important as well. But you have fun during the process.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy it. And what is married life like now? Do you feel like you got any of the post-wedding blues? I feel like you got married kind of mid-season, so you're like back into weddings. But yeah, how was that?
Yeah, I definitely got the blues afterwards. It was so sad. We just had so much fun. I was like, I just want to do it again. But no, married life's great. But nothing's really changed, to be honest. I'm really glad we did it at the beginning of wedding season for sure. Like not at all, because like it was just before we got busy and all of that.
So nice to hear all about your wedding. And yeah, I'd love to ask you about vendor life a bit more now. So can you tell us a bit about your background and yeah, share how you kind of got started and what's led you to where you are today?
Yeah, sure. So, well, my mum, Michelle Kumi, is also a florist, so she influenced me a lot to get into the industry. So, I started doing it when I was in London. That was maybe about 7 years ago now. Like, I moved over and I'd just been traveling and I really had no idea what I wanted to do. And mum was like, well, why don't you just try and like go freelancing or get some work experience with florists over there because there's some incredible ones. And I honestly never really thought about doing it. Like I'd helped her before, but I had never really thought about doing it as my career. I don't know why, because I actually like obviously love it, but I don't know. It's just one of those things that I just hadn't really thought about. But so that night, I had contacted all these florists on Instagram, just asking if they needed like any help, like happy to do work experience. And then like the next morning, one of the most amazing florists that I had followed emailed back and saying that they needed help. So I went and did that, and then from there, I just met all these different people, and I ended up getting a job at Grande Rosa over there, who specialized in massive events, mainly events, like not some weddings, but just mainly events. So I worked there for about a year and a half. And then my visa ended. I came back. We went into lockdown, actually. I was really lucky. My visa had ended just as we were going into lockdown.
You were probably there same time as me. I was
Oh,
2018 to 2020
yes.
in
Yeah,
London.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like my visa ended in like in Feb or something, and then got home, and then we went into lockdown like
Good
the
timing.
March or April, whenever it was. It was very, yeah, the timing was very close. So when we got back, we both didn't have jobs. We had just moved back, and so after we had been in lockdown for that first few months, and then we were allowed to like kind of do some things again. Me and Mum decided, like, so Floralcentric actually originally started as me and Mum as a duo. It's quite risky, probably, to start a new business in COVID, but we were like, we wanted to do something. So yeah, so we started that together, and we worked together. And she still had her Michelle Kumi floral business as well, and we kind of just worked together. And then now recently I've taken over that business, and she is focusing on her business. But we still help each other out all the time. Like we share a studio. But yes, first started out like that, and then now I think we're about to have our 5th birthday next month.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's gone
Yeah.
fast.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, you've got some amazing wedding vendor talent in your family, I know.
Yeah.
So very cool.
I know, it's funny. Very funny.
Yeah, and yeah, and the beautiful studio on K Road
Yes.
still. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, no, there's
Yeah.
a few different wedding vendors in there. So
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. I know. It's such a great space. It's really, yeah, it's really nice being surrounded by everyone. And we've recently, a few months ago, Karen's in there now as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
so
yeah.
good. Nice little one-stop shop for people
Yeah, it
almost.
is. It
Yeah,
is. You get everyone.
so good. Yeah, I know. I've nearly talked to most of you from the studio and the podcast too. So good. Lizzie's amazing with all her Love Jane stuff too.
Every week I go up there and she's getting new things. I'm just like, I can't. It's just
Incredible. Yeah, I'm
so
always watching
amazing.
her stories. Like, yeah, the vintage bridal wear. If anyone wants to check her out.
Yeah. Go check her out. She's
So
got
good.
amazing, beautiful things.
Yeah. And yeah, where do you kind of draw your inspiration for creating the florals that you do for weddings?
So it can be quite hard getting new inspiration all the time, to be honest. Like we always try and make our weddings like a little bit different. We don't want all of them to be the same. So we are always looking for new ways and to create and all of that. But so I follow like a lot of international florists on Instagram who always put up beautiful things. And obviously there's always like way larger scale than what we do here in New Zealand. But it's really nice to see like different ways of how people do things, because but the thing is with New Zealand as well, I think we're quite limited here with the product we have compared to everybody else in the world, so that can make it really hard to make things look different.
Yeah.
So yeah, following all these people on Instagram, but also like when I go overseas, I try to go to the different flower markets that are over there as well. So last year, a couple of years ago, we went over to Sydney and went to the Sydney flower market, and that was like incredible. They had such a big variety of flowers, and the more the foliage that they can get over there is amazing. So it's really, really cool to go and see different product that different countries can get. But yeah, it can be really hard, especially at the end of the season, to come up with ideas for people. But yeah, I think just looking at different ways that different florists overseas do things and trying to project that into your work with using the product that we have here in New Zealand. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, it can be really tricky because it is quite seasonal what's actually available. And I imagine you navigate that with people a lot who come to you with their Pinterest board or whatever. And it's like, oh, well, you're not getting married in the right month for
That's
that.
the other thing. Yeah. So some people want like a specific flower, but it won't be in season. So we always like can give them suggestions of flowers that look similar to what they're after, or like still giving them the same vibe that they're after, but maybe not using that particular flower. But yeah, it can be hard.
Yeah, totally. For a bride that's kind of just starting to think about flowers, where should they start? And yeah, what does that kind of process look like? Do people come to you with their color palette, mood board? Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, so a lot of the time, so we'll probably start off with like an inquiry and people just like getting in touch to see if we're available. And I always like once we've got through the booking confirmation and they've like booked in the date, I always get them to send me like some inspo photos of stuff they've seen that they like and a color palette that they're after, just so I can kind of see the types of flowers they like, the style and like structure of the arrangements that they like. And from there, I'll put together my own mood board for them. So I'll draw on their inspo and put in a whole new like 3-page mood board, breaking down the different areas of the wedding. So like ceremony, bridal party, and like tables. And I'll find photos that are similar to their inspo. And I'll also put in like, color palette and put in photos and list all the flowers that will be in season for them so that they can go through and tell me if they're keen on that flower or not keen. And so I try to make my mood boards as clear as possible so that we're both on the same page and they've got a clear vision of what their flowers will look like on the day.
Yeah, so good. What does the rest of that kind of process look like? Do you have a few sort of chats before the wedding day and then
definitely. Yeah, so it kind of depends on the scale of the wedding as well. So but after they've booked in the date, like we offer a consultation, like whether that's in person or over Zoom. Some people like to do that and some people don't. Like some people were happy for us just to go ahead and start doing the mood board. Some people do like to meet, which is totally fine. So either way, we'll do that and then put together the mood board. And then once they sign the mood board off and they're happy with that, we kind of don't get back in touch until maybe like a month or so before the wedding. But like, of course, if they've got any questions along the way, we can definitely chat. But yeah, as I said, it depends on the scale. So if it's just like a smaller wedding, they're only requiring like a few elements, like that will be the process. But if it is a larger wedding, we probably will be back and forth like every few months. I feel like with bigger weddings, stuff changes more often, or like people might want to add more here or change that. So there's probably more communication for the larger weddings. But yeah, and then on the day we see them in the morning when we drop off the bridal flowers and then dress it up and
Flowers can obviously be expensive and for good reason, they're a fresh product and worth investing in my opinion. But something people try to save money on a little bit, I guess. Can you, do you have any advice on how to sort of make the most impact with your flowers with whatever budget people have?
Yeah, so I think focusing on a few focal areas rather than trying to do lots of small things everywhere. So I would always recommend like obviously doing like bridal party flowers, ceremony flowers, and I would recommend doing ceremony flowers that can be like repurposed and moved afterwards. So a lot of the time this will be plinth arrangements because we can use 2 of our plinths, put an arrangement on each, and then they can be moved afterwards when we don't need to be there to do that. Usually the venue is happy to do that for us, but that can be a way of adding more decoration to your reception area because usually they can get moved like behind the head table or beside it or next to the seating chart or something. And then other areas I usually recommend is the table flowers, whether this can just be simple as well. This can just be like single stems and bud vases. And then a lot of the time people opt to do some candles. So then we can kind of create a tablescape just using the few single stems with the candles. And then other areas, I always love a bar arrangement. So I always say do a fun bar arrangement because again, if that's at canapes, then they could also move that to the reception. Yeah. So I think definitely creating arrangements that can be moved, because then you're not spending double the amount of money like at the ceremony and then at the reception.
Yeah, it makes such a difference. I think, like, even obviously in your photography and just like, yeah, brings together the whole look and feel of the day. So
It
worth
does.
investing in. And yeah, I
Yes.
much prefer like fresh flowers to fake. So
Yeah, I do.
yeah.
It is a lot nicer. You get just, yeah, it's really nice to be around fresh flowers. And every time like we drop off flowers, people always like they love it. People love flowers, so I really
Yeah.
think it is worth investing in. And we can work to whatever budget. Like, so we're happy to give suggestions on on where would work best. Yeah.
So good. Yeah, it must be so rewarding. Such a like piece of the day that brings so much joy.
Yeah,
So
it does.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you noticed any kind of trends with florals lately? Things that are kind of taking off in weddings, or that you hope to see a bit more of?
So the biggest trend this season has probably been the calla lily. You've seen the
Mm,
calla lily bouquet. I feel like everyone wants a calla lily bouquet this season, and it was actually really funny because it was probably like one of the hardest flowers to source this season. But there's like not many growers in New Zealand that have them, and they didn't have any this season, so it was like none. So yeah, we've seen a lot of that. And then another thing which I actually really love is people doing smaller bouquets. I love a small bouquet. Like, I never actually make our bouquets that big anyway. I just think a small bouquet doesn't need to be that big, because especially if you've got a beautiful dress, like I think holding something really small is just really nice.
they
So I've
can
seen
be
it.
so heavy as well. People get sore arms.
I think it's necessary. The dress sometimes as well. Like, if you're holding it here, like, and you've got detail on the dress, like, I just really think a smaller bouquet. And I'm usually like one type of flower in the small bouquet is really nice. So yeah, I like to see flowers en masse for bouquets, like, and the bridesmaids, like maybe them holding all a different type of flower, but all en masse of one type, which is really nice. So yeah, I hope to see more of that this season or next season. And then yeah, just the color as well. Like, I love working with color. So, and a lot of our clients have chosen to work with colour last season, and I can see it again next season coming in, which is really nice. So it's nice to see people moving away from the classic of white and green as well. I just personally love working with colour. I just think it just really pops no matter where you are, and it just makes it's just happy.
Yeah, you do that so well as well. It's gorgeous. And I think, yeah, just make a statement, do something
Yeah,
bold.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that idea of just getting something that really complements your whole dress and look as well,
Yeah,
not like
sure.
overtakes it. Because, yeah,
Yeah.
some people can kind of be like hiding behind their flowers.
I
But
know, I know. It's crazy. So yeah, you do see some like really big bouquets, and I'm like, oh, I just don't think they need to be that big.
yeah.
But yeah, a lot of my brides just go for smaller bouquets these days. It's really
Mm,
nice. Yeah.
yeah, beautiful. Amazing. And yeah, you've given lots of amazing advice already, but is there anything else you would say, any little tips from a vendor's perspective for people planning at the moment?
Yeah, I think, well, I said this before, like doing something that feels authentic to you. And I think try also not, like, I know it's very hard because I did the same, but get caught up with everything on Instagram. Like, there's so much out there. It's actually crazy. I feel sorry for brides actually,
Yeah, it's
because like
overwhelming,
you see
right?
the Pinterest boards and there's so many different photos in there, and they can sometimes they're conflicting like vibes of what they're after. But I completely understand why they're doing that, because it's just too much out there. So yeah, try and not get caught up in it if you can. And yeah, do what you think is authentic. And yeah, again, if you're going to look back on this in a few years' time, are you still going to love the colors and ideas that you chose? And yeah, and also if you're willing to give your florist a little bit of creative freedom, like obviously within reason, but if you come to them and say, this is the vibe I want, this is the color palette I want, and then kind of leave it at that, I feel like that's when you can get the most beautiful arrangement.
Mm,
and
yeah.
and then that's when you get something that's a little bit different, because you are creating something just for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Love that advice. I think you kind of book someone because you already love their work that you've seen and just trust them to kind of have that creative freedom, then they're going to create something amazing.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
good. It's been lovely to chat to you today. Is there
Me
anything
too.
else you wanted to add or that we missed as we wrap up?
I don't think so. I think all your questions covered like everything. Yeah. If I missed anything, is anything there else that you want to know?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I think that's
Been
all.
lots of great tips. And
Yeah.
yeah, we'll tag your accounts and everything so
Yeah,
people can
perfect.
go check out your work. Yeah, amazing florals love what you do.
you.
Yeah, so definitely if you're looking for a florist, Floralcentric's amazing. Yeah, thanks so much for coming
Cool.
on.
Thanks, Lydia.